Welcome to Under the Silence. I'm Bianca Moeschinger, and today I want to slow down with you and speak about something that I have been chewing on that not normally or often is placed together. Compassion and money. So at first glance, they seem like opposites, one soft and one material, and yet if we pause and if we listen, we see that money is simply energy. And compassion is what gives that energy its direction and its meaning. Without compassion, money traps us in survival, and with it, money becomes part of the cycle that restores safety, support, and human connection. Compassion, as we know, is the superpower of healing. It isn't pity, it isn't sympathy. It grows through the seasons of our lives. It dissolves judgment, and it reminds us we are not separate. Just take a moment to breathe here and let that land. That compassion is the superpower of healing. It isn't pity, it isn't sympathy. It grows through the seasons of our lives. It dissolves judgment, and it reminds us we are not separate. In survival, money can become our only focus. Food, shelter, power, control. And while money brings relief, beneath it all, what we really need is safety. In our bodies, in our hearts, in our minds. Safety that whispers, you are worthy, you already carry something of value, you can create something of worth, and you are safe. Safety is not just a roof. It's a meal at the right time. It's breath that flows, feet that connect and press into the earth, and the presence of a caring hand or someone to lean on. Money alone cannot lift us out of survival. Even abundance slips away if resilience, regulation, and value are not in place. What is often needed is not more money, but care. The steady care of hands that have walked the path, grounded, regulated, compassionate, wise. And often those hands don't come from family, but they can. They come from the unexpected, a stranger, a friend, a lover, a professional, the unseen teacher who shows us just when we need them most. Can you recall an event or even someone like this in your own life? Someone whose presence shifted you for a moment in time? One way to understand this is through the cycle of energy. What happens inside is reflected outside. The body already knows this rhythm. We hold energy in breath, digestion, and rest. We use it in movement, thought, emotion. We restore it in food, breath, and connection. Every breath, every cell expands and contracts. Too much expansion without support, we overstretch. Too much contraction, we collapse. This is true in our relationships, in our behavior, even in our money stories. Because in essence, money is energy too. As inside stabilizes, outside follows. Meet your basic needs, expand your capacity, offer value, the cycle grows with you. And compassion Compassion is what makes this cycle human. It is not money that heals. It is the rebuilding of safety, the fostering of resilience, the recognition of our shared humanity. Compassion ensures the flow leads not just to survival, but to equality, respect, and lasting change. Take a breath with me now. Inhale for 4 and exhale for 8. As you breathe, ask yourself, what anchors help me feel safe today? Where do I notice expansion and contraction in my breath, my relationships, my choices, and even my money story? And in closing, carry this mantra with you. As you breathe, notice, I am safe. I am worthy. And I can meet the world with compassion, or learn to. Money is only energy. With compassion, it flows in balance, sustaining me, connecting me, and supporting others. When we're in a moment of challenge, the challenge can consume us. It can freeze us in time, and we can go round and round and round in our heads about the challenge. But as soon as we breathe, and as soon as we connect with ourselves, and we in-breath and we out-breath, we're taking that first step beyond that challenge into something new. And then we take our next breath. And in that moment, we're learning to have compassion for ourselves. That perhaps we have created a challenge that is too difficult to handle or comprehend. And maybe it happened at the hands of our own creation. But as we breathe, we can take that moment and find compassion for ourselves. And breathing in and breathing out allows us to move beyond the challenge and to breathe beyond the challenge. And in that, possibility starts to arrive. And in that, we start to discover our worth, that we are worthy of breath, and we are worthy of moving beyond this challenge or this situation. Thank you for being here and for listening beneath the silence. Let these ideas or reflections linger and notice how compassion and money, or even breath, weave through your own story, where survival has perhaps in the past narrowed your focus, and where safety has given you breath, or breath has given you that feeling of connection, which has led to a moment of safety, and where compassion for yourself has opened a door. Ask yourself gently, what would it feel like if compassion guided the way I use, give, and receive money? And even if you take out the word money, replace it with, what would it feel like if compassion guided the way I use, give, and receive love for myself, or even connection to myself or others? If today's reflection spoke to you, I invite you to explore more of my work at biancamoeschinger.com or psychosomaticsandemotionalanatomy.com. And if you enjoyed this podcast and you'd like to give back, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Bianca_Moeschinger. This is Under the Silence. Until next time, may compassion and money become your allies, guiding you towards safety, respect, and lasting change for yourself and others. Bye for now.